Yes, we need the link. Hang on, I'm looking for it. Hello. Hi. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Chuck Whelan, and this is another edition of Urfspace Live. We do this show every Saturday at this time, 10 a.m. Pacific. That's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. If you're living on the East Coast and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, thanks for joining us. Maybe you should go outside, do something more useful. Like my co-host, I'm going to bring my co-host in now, Dale Sipperley. He knows more about American time zones than I do. I only really know about British time zones. If you're in Britain, you're 6 hours. It was 6 p.m. It's 6 p.m. So welcome, viewers in England at 6 p.m. All right, we currently have no viewers. Hi, Dale. Well, look, Dale, I've got a lot to talk about this week. Can you hear me? Okay, I can't hear you.
It's because I'm eating.
Oh yeah, now I heard you. Oh wait, I've got to turn off that device over here. You know what? We should do like we should start the show rather than just like turning up like 2 minutes before we start. We should do a proper show. We should have we should come on like 15 minutes before.
You mean
then we talk about all the good stuff off air.
Haven't we been doing this for over a year and we have yet to have a proper show?
Yeah, actually, this is season 6 of this show, or possibly 7. Just wanted to let you know that, just because I saw Joe Woes was being renewed for season 5 of his show.
Yeah, congrats to Joe.
The Cartoon Academy show with Joe Woes, and I recommend you watch that show. It's very good. But yeah, this show's on season 6 or 7. I mean, my first show is only available on a VHS cassette.
He won 2 local Emmys for that show.
No, I never submitted it for any awards.
Oh, that's our problem.
Yeah. So the VHS version where I interviewed shopkeepers in Leytonstone.
Oh, okay.
That's now, I don't know where you can find that anymore. Then season 2 would be probably like my Masters of Webcomics podcast that I did.
Okay.
And then season 3 would be when I did the show with Chris, and it was Itsy Bitsy Spider Show, and we did one a day for a month.
Okay.
Then season 4 would have been sort of me and Chris sort of interviewing people for about a week or so. And then season 5 is when you join us. And then season 6, so season 6 would be when Amber joined us. Season 7 would be when it went to just you and me, and we were doing Art Battle. And then, so this is actually season 8, where we're doing like a new Pewfell comic every week.
Wow, I feel like Linda Thorensen, who replaced Diana Rigg on the Avengers.
Wait, I can't hear anything you're saying. I've gone really deaf. I've been to too many loud music concerts lately.
Yeah, protect your ears.
I could turn you up, but I might get interference. And I also
if I have to drive up there today and like shove your ears, I'm going to be pissed. I got a busy day. I have to decide.
Actually, I'm going to have to do something about this. I can't hear anything you're saying.
You still can't hear me.
Just keep talking for a minute while I figure
out.
Blah
blah blah blah blah blah.
Yeah, wait, aren't you at GalaxyCon? I thought you were supposed to be at GalaxyCon.
If I go, I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm going to go. Tina says, "Hi, guys."
Oh, hello. Sorry.
Worst show ever.
I was pushing the volume up button. It didn't work.
I'll probably go to GalaxyCon. I'll probably go to the bank today to get out some cash for GalaxyCon, because I think it's going to be at least $80 to go there, $60 to get in, and then $20 to park. And then on top of that, am I going to buy somebody's autograph?
Yeah.
So
I did something very different yesterday, and I wanted to do a report on that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was yesterday. Otherwise, I would have gone to it. So
I didn't know it was yesterday. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not into the underground comic scene in San Francisco anymore, other than vaguely aware of what's going on. But fortunately, my friend Amy, who's quite into the art scene, you can find her song "Fly" concludes the Future Sounds of Urfspace album. Streaming on your streaming service right now. So yeah, stream that. It's "Fly" by Amy Carr from the Future Sounds of Urfspace. And all the other tracks on there are amazing. And I was selling the Future Sounds of Urfspace. So it was what it was the 4th annual San Francisco Underground Comic Con. And
how big was it?
It was very nice and small.
Okay.
This is why I like underground comics. It was it was really good. It was a very perfect day. So yes. So he said, like I said on the flight, you didn't need to book it.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything or tell anybody. You just needed to show up. But it helped if you had a table. And I was like, oh well, it so happens I've got the Urfspace case, which is like a traveling table display case. That I purchased after going to do some music shows with like John Bruder and the Seagulls, John and Jerry, our friends, and they've got like a suitcase. I thought, well, that's good. And then it reminded me of this show they used to have in England called Only Fools and Horses. And he would sort of sell his things at the market in a little suitcase, like that suitcase. But his one had little legs that folded up so he could run away when the police came. And I thought, that's exactly what I need for...
Yeah, that's an old... you see that in one of the episodes of The Twilight Zone. I forget the name of it, but a salesman has to make a sale to delay death from collecting a little girl who's sick. And he has one of those fold-up cases. That's an old standard you'd see.
He has one. Okay. I couldn't find one anywhere.
Yeah.
But finally, I found one that's for makeup. But what's so great about it is that it has like I can plug it in and
it has lights.
It's got lights on it, a mirrored light, and it also got speakers, so I could play the CD out of it, which I couldn't do yesterday because there was a DJ playing like loud music, and it was organised by this collective Mission mini comics.
Yep.
I don't know much about them, but they were like all there, and they had some very cool stuff. And my friend Kurt was there. Our friend Kurt, I think you know Kurt. We've had him on the show, and he had his Death of Power comics. I love Kurt. He's such a great look. I've got the first 4 Death of Power, and I think he's got number 5 coming out. And this is his take on Superman. So like the Justice League. I don't know. I'm not really up on all the Justice League and things, but like in the first episode, like I got the special edition. I got it when it first came out, so it's got the warning thing in there, and then after the page that basically starts on page 2. And then he gets page 3, and it's like a fight between Superman, I suppose. It's a sort of version of Superman, anyway. And then they just get totally smashed up. I don't know if you can see this.
That's
I'll bring up the table cam.
That's an underground comic. But the thing is, my guess is that was a print-on-demand job. It looks like it's a staple, saddle staple. It looks pretty thick paper, glossy color.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
I would be careful about showing that. That might get you like flagged on the stream. It's like gory and has like dicks and balls and stuff.
Yeah, and also,
all right. So I guess when Kurt puts in a warning,
yeah.
Wait, is that flipped for you or not? It's because it's flipped for me.
No, it's
I
not
can
flipped.
see it correctly.
Yeah, okay. So, warning beyond this point. That reminded me of the old sign I used to have in Pewfell, which was free magic fish.
I remember.
I got this fortune-telling fish, and I wrote
I think you gave out magic fish at a convention.
What's that?
Didn't you give out magic fish at a convention?
Yeah, that was when I had like my Pewfell book 2 out.
Yeah.
And I wrote like a little 10-page story as I wanted like a little promo for the con. And I remembered about those little fortune-telling fish. And I wrote that you get in Christmas crackers in England. And I realized that you could buy like about 100 of them for $2 or something.
Yeah, because I remember getting them at your table.
Yeah, and so that was a good flyer. And so I could have a sign that said free magic fish with every copy. And they're not as common there. It was more successful because I don't think, like in England, everybody knows those magic fish because they come in Christmas crackers. But I don't know if they're well known here.
No, I think here that's kind of more of a Chinatown thing.
And the irony is that probably those things are responsible for the death of more fish than any other kind of plastic fish. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you can make your own one. If you ever get a bag of mini Kit Kats, and they come in the little, if you rip those off, the little corner bit of the mini Kit Kat, that's like a free magic fish, and it's more powerful because it escapes and it floats around, and like soon your house is full of those little corners floating about everywhere.
Now, do you consider the show that you went to more like the San Francisco Zine Fest or Ape, or do you really...
No, it was much nicer than either of those things because it was so small.
Well, do you consider these really underground comics, or do you consider them zines?
No, they were underground comics. Okay, here's another one. Oh, wait, Sam, do you want to bring back the table cam again? I can't show you the inside of this one. Kurt did a story inside of it. This one's very naughty. Now, the cover here, her name's Apple. She's part of the Mission Comics Collective.
Okay.
She's very good. It's like a sort of very cute Baudet kind of almost style. And also her friend, I don't have her friend's name. I probably can't really show Bird Girl. I'll just show the title. I can show the photo.
Okay.
Bird Girl. That's very nice style. And Kurt has something in here that I can't show you any of. That's...
Okay.
A Heavy Meadow. Okay, this guy, Nero Case, I met him.
I met him.
Yes.
He was, I believe, at the San Jose Toy Show.
Oh, was he down? Yes, he lives down. I think he recently moved down the peninsula. I just met him. Oh well, like sometime in the last year. There was an event up at McLaren Park, the Trixie Rasputin Presents event up there, and that was a very good event. Oh, can I show this one? Okay, this is another one by Apple. I thought Dare would like this style. It's called The Beatles.
Yeah, it looks a little Mort Drucker from here.
Hey, Paul. Hey, John. I like your lips. Oh, it's snogging. And they're like, and now it's getting porny.
Yeah, don't show that.
I thought that was.
You're gonna get
Why
kicked
are
out.
you showing this? Also, you were like, "Oh, I don't think I can show anything except for the cover." You couldn't even show the cover either.
I'm
The cover's fine, isn't it? The cover doesn't.
this.
You can literally have. She has her nipples out. You can
No, but
see.
only partial nipple. It's partial.
No.
All right, I'm sorry. Okay, here's a very nice. Yeah, okay. Look.
Okay, we've got Janae here, so now Janae knows what we're doing before we come to her house.
Oh,
Look, Janae, look, here's a lovely zine.
Jamie House says, "Hi
This is a
Tina,
writing
I'm having a
experiment.
bad connection
Look at this
here."
beautiful writing experiment. This was the most expensive thing I bought. This book was $15.
Is it an expensive writing experiment because I can't see well enough?
Yeah, it's a little too far away from the camera.
Well, yeah, you'll just have to come to my house to see it for real.
Okay.
Right. So that was nice. What else do we get here? Okay, I got a how to yo-yo book and kit. I swapped that for a Pewfell book. Now he said that he could get me some work doing. We'll talk about that another time. Look, another nice like comic experiment. The original was very nice. I don't know that. Oh, you probably can't really see much of this. Okay, this is very underground comic-y.
Is that a static bag or is that tape?
Well, the thing is, the original was all done on like brown paper, and it was really sort of cool, like the original thing. But the copies, like, they hadn't really managed to quite recreate the effect. But I wanted to encourage the experiment. Oh, this guy. This is Andrew from down on the peninsula. I can't give you his last name because he's a elementary school teacher.
Okay.
He's done a really beautiful painted sci-fi comic.
Okay.
Necro Droid. This is all hand drawn.
Wow.
And painted. So yeah, I haven't read it yet, but like just looking at the visuals, that's a lot of heavy metal work there he's putting in.
You know, I find it.
That's halfway.
Now, when you were there, did you see anything that was the equivalent of the Freak Brothers or?
Oh yeah, there was this really cool book. Like probably the best book there was this one called Pewfell and Drain of Chaos.
Oh, okay.
That was definitely very influenced by the Freak Brothers.
Okay. No, but when
that was my bestseller actually. People really like Drain of Chaos. You know, I got some Urfspaces. People are very interested. People get very like, they're very excited. Urfspace Beyond and Urfspace Heroes, but they don't. They tend to more buy Urfspace or Pewfell.
You understand that you're off to the edge of the screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me move that around a bit. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, crime guys. This guy. Look at this.
I really like the art style on this
book.
one.
Show us how thick
it's very clean and readable. Look at that.
How thick is that book?
It's quite thick because it's printed on quite thick newsprint paper. And okay, so he said he did it through Silver Sprocket. What I've got to learn about Silver Sprocket. They're some sort of comics printing collective. I did look at their site a while back. I've got to go and check them out. They've got a store on Valencia.
Oh, that's where I heard the name.
Apparently, it's all happening there. So probably, you know, that's why I didn't know anything about this event.
You and I need to go to Silver Sprocket. I've heard of that place, and I suspect, and from the pictures on Google Maps, it looks like they have a lot of zine-like stuff.
This show would probably be greatly improved by having somebody who went regularly to Silver Sprocket and talked about zines and comics. Anyway, I said to this guy, I said, "Oh, you know, you could be working for like Scholastic or something with that," and he was like, "Oh no, I'm doing very well out of this." So that's doing very well for him. So that's the secret. It's just do good quality work, and you know it will succeed.
Can you hold that closer to the screen, please, so I can see it?
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh well, maybe can we make that one the one that I'm showing bigger, Sam?
Yes. Oh, unless it's not going to let me drag it for some reason.
Well, I can probably do it. What I've noticed is you have to click on the bottom windows, and then once you've done that, then they become activated. No, that didn't work.
No, that did work.
It did work. Okay, there we go.
Wait, I got it. Okay, that's good to know.
Okay, so Silver Sprocket. We'll have to talk to Silver Sprocket,
Wait,
but they can do softbound books like that.
I need to unmirror that camera because that was very confusing having that mirrored.
I wonder if that's actually offset or digital offset press.
Yes, I think they offset it. So yes, he said what they do is they gang the print jobs up. So
Oh, okay. That's cool. And in the old days, if you did a job like that, often the color was off because.
Well, okay, yes. So it's newsprinty. I mean, he's used very simple color. It's not bright color. I mean, it's probably quite bright on the screen, but like on this newsprint, it's maybe a little more muted. I don't know it's hard to know what would be the original. I mean, or maybe it's sort of deliberately muted for the tone of the story.
I can see why you suggested Scholastic because it has that young adult style.
Yeah, it's very clean and readable. Like that's what they like.
That's cool.
Talking of readable, like this guy, I'm not sure. I got to look for his name. It's probably in here. Cameron Arthur. I was thinking contents. Cameron Arthur contents. Contentes. He's content. Cameron Arthur contentes. All right, he's done like, okay, so this is a sort of what I call a very sort of serviceable drawing style for his story. And I'm like, are you more of a writer? He's a writer, but he's got a lot of emotion in all these faces. So he's doing a lot of storytelling, and he got 3 of these. And it reminded me of. I thought maybe he was a writer because it reminded me of Andy Weir, who does The Martian.
Yep.
And then he used to do a webcomic, which is actually like he was ahead of Alan Moore because he did Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. And I forget who they were, but he had the 3 Lost Girls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they would say, but it wasn't porny though. Animal says he's porn, and everyone's like, Animal deliberately called it porn, so everyone would go, "That's not porn, it's art."
I still have to pick up a copy of Lost Girls. I'll
anyway,
good shops.
Yes. So I read some of this, and it's a very nice, easy to read style. So it was very serviceable to the style of reading there. So you can just do fairly basic sort of art to tell your story. Okay, then the other person there is Harry Nordlinger, who does Vacuum Decay. I had this one from before, Vacuum Decay, which is an anthology of horror comics, and Harry does very good horror comics. And he's got his latest one is Shadows Over Springfield, which is Simpsons Noir. He's called it. I mean, I don't know. Yes, I said it's sort of like a treehouse of horror, but it's more than a treehouse of horror because he's doing it, with all the shadows and.
I understand why we would see all of these as underground, but the thing is, the art style is modern now and not what I would have considered underground comics. Learning about them in the 80s. Because you had the style of Crumb and Shelton and Sheridan and Larry Wells, and that was all derived from Mad. And then I'm looking at these, and these are the art styles are derived from young adult books and The Simpsons, and they may be underground comics, but they just don't look like underground comics to me.
Well, I think underground comics just means you're making them at home.
Wait, Dale. So are you telling me things have changed in the past 40 years?
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Dale hasn't changed a bit in the last 40 years. Dale's
not really.
40 years ago. He's just crustier.
Yeah. I'm unwashed. Yes. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for pointing out that obvious thing to embarrass the old man.
Underneath that thick crust is the same old sour milk.
Well, one of the reasons I liked Undergrounds was that the art style was even weirder than Mad. And I look at these, and the art styles aren't as weird.
Oh, okay. If you wanted weird, there was some excessively weird. But like the Mission mini comics guy, oh my god, I don't have any, but he had some exceedingly weird. Okay, there was a guy sitting in front of me These were more zines. All right, you're looking weird. Okay, here's a little one he did. I like Potion Master. This is like nice for my Z&Z things. This is a nice little story I liked. I haven't read it all yet, but I just like the.
Was a majority of the stuff there professionally printed, or was it a majority of zines self-printed?
I mean, I had my Amazon books, and then this Silver Sprocket are sort of making it possible for zinesters to professionally think. These are mostly all handmade, as far as I can tell. I'm guessing Death of Power probably. You did that at Silver Sprocket too. I don't know. I need to know about these things. I don't really ask these questions now. That's why you need to go to these shows, because you'll ask all these like, "Oh, what pen did you use?" questions. Oh, here. Okay, this one. This one. This is a good collective. Well, actually, before I get to that, I'll just show this one quickly. These were two guys who came down from Sacramento. This is one of those guys, Charlie Franz. These were young guys. They're probably like your age, Sam, or younger. He put this comic together.
Yeah, infants.
What about this?
It's weird, and that's good for an underground, but it's not stylistically what I would look for in an underground.
Well, I thought these guys were doing good. They're young guys. I thought they did quite a good job. I haven't read it yet. I haven't really read it. I've read some of them a bit, yeah. All right, and then this was another little collective group, and they were doing some very beautiful work too.
Okay,
there was a lot of this. Okay, so the guy that does Mission Mini Comics, he does a lot of this, and he was organizing it, and his name is Mission Mini Comics.
We are the world's worst show.
He's a young guy. He's another young guy. He's a bit crazy.
Good.
But he seemed like he was really doing everything to organize everything. I should know his name. I'm not sure if that's him, but he had all these comics like that. There was a lot of this. Okay, but look at these. This is more up my street.
Yeah. I can see the Sergio influence.
Yeah, they're really nice little landscapes. So she's also quite young. They're very nice, and they're really like this. And she's like, how do you take it to the next level?
Okay.
So I don't know. I said you could maybe do some bit of color or something, but I think they're very nice. Like a bit of paint, like a watercolor, you could get.
Or you could buy all your books and learn and steal from you.
Well, I think these are very beautiful, basic designs.
Yeah.
But then contrast to the landscapes are all very calm and nice. Why no, dear God, why? Rapture.
Well, we should have given her a copy of our friend's book. She could be in the New Yorker next year.
Okay, how about this? Here we go. This is a nice San Francisco. Tiger's Liquors, cigarette, sodas, groceries. Hell in a Hot Cheeto.
This looks
cheesy Chester.
This has an 80s look to me.
All right, so it's not going back far enough for you.
Well,
it goes great too. Yeah.
I have yet to see a bong.
Birthday to me.
If you looked at the underground comics that I like the Freak Brothers, by this time I would have seen a wiener, a bong, some violence, a hallucination. These come across more as zines to me than as underground comics.
What's this? Look, look. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I want to also remind you.
Everyone was excited about in the 60s.
Okay, remember to take that wristband off before you start drawing today.
No, this one's a non-spiky one.
Okay. It still is metal that can leave divots in the paper.
All right. Well, yeah, okay, I'm going to get on with the drawing in a minute. All right, so look, here we go. I mean, I don't know. If that's not underground comics, then I don't know what is.
It's a zine.
What are you talking about? A zine? There's no different. It's a comic.
No, All right, fine.
Dale, it's a very fine crop of underground.
It's alternative
I know what you're
press.
talking about. Everybody did an amazing job, and I got some others here, and I'm not
It's
even showing everything
alternative
I've got.
press.
I'm trying to show something from everybody. This was very nice. Mermaid Madness. She gave me a nice sticker.
Speaking of underground comics, and this is weird, I may have to actually drive to Sacramento to see this. There's going to be SAC Anime, and I think it's in September or at the end of the month here. And Larry Wells, the underground cartoonist who draws Cherry Pop-Tart, is going to be there. But from the information on the con, they're actually going to have a room with artists and events that are adult. So you actually have to show a picture ID with your age, and only people 18 and over can go to that section of the con.
Wait, you were talking about the naughty room?
Yeah, I've never heard of a naughty room in a con.
Look, I got the world's smallest.
Dale,
comic.
maybe now you're only just reaching a mature enough age.
Wait, I folded it up wrong.
Well, no. Thank you, Sam. I resent being called mature. That's a cool. I used to get ones like that at Ape. I haven't seen one that small at the Zine Fest.
It's super tiny. I love it.
Yeah, but it's also very origami. Look at how they made it.
Oh yeah, well we had that lesson. Well, remember when they came?
Yeah.
Some of them came on from Mission Mini Comics. AV brought them on the show, and Ivy Rose and her friends, and they showed us how to. This is how they're doing them. This is the I don't know if Mission Mini Comics invented this, but it's been around for a little while now.
Oh no,
I don't remember it when I was doing zines. Otherwise, I would have done a lot like this, I think.
Yeah, but I feel bad for the person who had to Xerox them and cut them and fold them.
But it's not that bad. I mean, it's like you fold it in half. This is one little cut. Anyway. Start small and then work your way up. Work your way up to a 1,000-page graphic novel.
You want to see my show and tell?
Yes. All right, I was just going to show you this too. I did this week. This came out quite well.
Nice.
So that was one I did it before, super loose and scratchy, but I just did it very quick. I did like art battle style. I just got a plate. I put on my colors. I put on yellow, red, and blue and white, and had a black marker. And I did it, and I was exceedingly happy with the results.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I smudged it, varnishing it too quickly. But
do you think you're gonna? When do you want to start practicing for art battle again?
Well, okay, next week I'm off to the National Cartoon.
Yeah, it is 10:30. I think we should start some art.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'll skip my show and tell. Wait a minute.
I got this from Goodwin Games.
Dale, at 11, we're going to do a little break. I have some questions planned, and you can do your show and tell then.
Okay. Wait. Chuck, you're going to the NCS?
I'm going to the NCS, yes. I'm not winning any awards. I'm just going to go and pat everybody on the back.
Where is it?
It's in San Diego.
Oh, you bastard.
This was a very fun adventure that I did for Goodwin Games. That's with that. It was the free RPG. I didn't do the cover. That's a cover by Doug, but I did this frontispiece here and traveling haberdashery maps.
I remember that.
Happy with. It's a time traveling haberdashery little room and clock tower. And I got my Dying Earth things through, but I'll show those another time.
You've been liking your space towers recently.
Hmm?
You've been liking your space towers recently.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Dale's ripping me off this week. Well, are you going to copy what I do this week?
Probably.
All right. So I did say I was going to do the pencil on the show, but I had to sort of do some character designing, and I wanted to sort of get the basics of this panel done because it was quite an important panel. So I might do that on another show, but I sort of feel like I need to pencil it ahead of time.
Okay, but we need an episode where you show the viewers, all two of them, how you pencil.
But I
Hey,
think
we
this would
have
have been a boring
4
episode. It would have been a boring episode for that because I had to do too much sort of like, looking at reference and doing character designy stuff.
Okay, take that wristband off. The spiky ones, the metal ones. You're going to scratch the
It's
paper.
not spiky.
Take it off anyway.
No, it'll stop this. It'll stop the smudging.
You're sure? Sure it will. Hope you have a lot of whiteout.
Take my clothes off.
So you going to drive down to San Diego, or are you going to fly?
Good flight. I mean,
Is Tina going?
yeah, I'm flying on Tina. She's going to use her super flying powers, and I just hop on her back.
Well, you're probably going to be hanging out with the artists, the cartoonists. Otherwise, I'd recommend a couple places to eat in San Diego.
Yeah. Well, you can recommend some places to eat. I'm not sure, but yes, I mean we'll mostly be doing the assigned program. Well, Tina will just go and enjoy the facilities. Really, I don't think she's very interested in the assigned programs. She's interested in staying in a hotel at a good rate.
Everyone knows about San Diego Comic-Con, but there's actually a small little con. I guess it's back this year, called the San Diego Comics Fest. And if you're able to go to it, I've enjoyed it. It has the feel of a very old Comic-Con.
Ooh, where's my jar of water? Here it is. 2 jars of water.
And I think Shannon Wheeler from the New Yorker is going to be at San Diego Comic Fest. Sometimes Scott Shaw goes to it.
Is Shannon Wheeler in the National Cartoonist Society? I haven't seen him there.
I don't know if he's a member. He's certainly a nice guy. Drew Too Much Coffee Man. And now I think he's doing a lot of stuff for the New Yorker.
All right, now, Dale, look, I've got all this lettering up here.
Okay.
I want to reverse out. I'm wondering the best way to do that. I bought this white ink. But literally somebody was telling me yesterday about there's this ink white you can ink in masking fluid.
Yeah.
And then remove the masking fluid.
Yeah.
We got Bruce here today.
Oh, Bruce is here.
Hey, Bruce.
Good morning. What did I miss? What did Bruce miss?
Bruce, you missed Chuck talking about his experience at the 4th annual Underground Comics Convention in San Francisco, being, I guess it was helped produced by Mission City Comics, or was it
Mission Mini Comics?
Mission Mini Comics.
And it was held at a place called Vanguard Labs, which is at 531 Jesse Street, which is right in what one cab driver described as the sphincter of the city at 6th Street, which is where Chris and I were hanging out not long ago.
But considering it's San Francisco,
we went to that skate.
Oh, God damn it. Take that wrist thing off. Those nubs are going to scratch the Bristol. And yes, you can.
So naggy.
You can put down masking fluid, but you'll. It's a lot of maintenance on the brush, or you have to get special brushes for the masking fluid.
No. You use the masking fluid in a pen.
Well, it's a special pen for the masking fluid. You can't put it in a fountain pen.
Okay, it's not a fountain pen. Well, that's what I was needing to ask you about.
No, this would be something that you would find in the watercolor section of an art supply store. And because the masking fluid is pretty much liquid latex.
Yeah. Well, so what is better? I don't know. I should probably be doing that test, and that's something else I should test at another time. I've got my old way of doing it where I would just reverse them out slowly. I don't know. I don't know. I just sort of.
I think you ought to just paint the negative space, and then when you screw up, use whiteout to fix it.
there's quite a lot of sort of introduction in this story. It's well, not too much. This is a 4-page, I think, prologue. This is page 2 of the 4-page prologue.
Now you're using the number 3 round sable.
Apparently, yes.
And that's the Higgins Black Magic ink that you bought.
No.
Enormous.
No, it's the Higgins India ink.
In
Waterproof
Higgins
India. It's light fast rating 1. Waterproof. I don't light fast rating 1 out of what? 1 out of.
Do you know why it's called India ink?
It likes curry.
No, it's actually made of ground up Indians.
Okay.
It's like the old days when they had a watercolor pigment called mummy brown. It was actually made of Egyptian mummies.
Okay. I spent some time in Egypt.
Really?
Yeah, I was there for about several months, and I spent a month of that traveling down the Nile on the back of a camel.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
Why? Why were you in Egypt?
Well, I had a friend who was like, he was quite a traveler, and he talked me into going with it.
Was it Rupert?
Yeah. He's called Rupert.
No.
Yeah, we were 2 English guys in Egypt in 1991.
Okay. That sounds like a Merchant Ivory film.
Well, it was interesting. One day I'll give you a slideshow presentation on that.
Please, no.
You don't think that would be fun?
No, let me ask
I got to digitize the slides. I've only they didn't have digital photos in those days. I had to do it with my regular camera.
Let me ask you.
Which was very difficult. Like regular cameras, in case you didn't realize in those days, they would break as soon as they got exposed to the desert.
Let me ask you a question. Is this a part of the inking where it would be helpful for you to rotate the page because you just?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Again, I stuck it down, and I don't know why I stuck it down. Thanks, Dale. Thanks for keeping me focused on doing it properly and not just like trying to make it fun for the viewers.
For the viewers.
The thing is, like, when I like to when I do this, right? If you film it, what I really like to do though, when I film it, I like to speed it up, and then it looks really fun.
I'm trying to remember the name of the inker.
Right, then it's not hard work. It's very like somehow it's just all painting itself without me having to concentrate.
What he'll call
it? Concentrate. Every time I try and concentrate, all I can think of is Yoda going concentrate. Oh, speaking of Yoda, I didn't show a picture of V. Vale. He was there, the famous underground publisher, and he played the piano. If you go on the Instagram, there's a video of V. Vale playing the piano, like improvising a very beautiful tune for us all on an old piano that somebody thought I brought the piano.
We have a viewer, Zombie Hunter, who says, YOLO. How you doing, Zombie Hunter?
Hey, Zombie Hunter.
Chuck is inking with a number 3 sable brush using Higgins India ink. He has an underdrawing that's been printed out by an inkjet printer in red onto a sheet of Bristol. So he does underdrawing on paper, scans it in, uses the computer Photoshop to organize things in the drawing or distort the drawing. And then he prints out the.
I do have a printout of my sketch here. Actually, you can see a little bit of my process on that.
Okay.
So here's the sketch, and I just like the sort of scale of the sort of figures here was a little.
Don't let that hit the inked artwork below.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the scale was so I did her a little big and her a little small. I just do a little pulling about of that and remanipulation. and think a bit about the perspective of the background elements and stuff like that. So
Okay.
and adjust with the spacing of the space bubble. So just a little bit like that. I've got a little note at the bottom. Well, I'll get to that later. All right.
Okay. Zombie Hunter says, I am a good Brody. I don't know what a Brody is.
He's saying that's in response to you asking how he's doing. He's
Oh,
saying, "I'm
okay.
good, Brody."
That's
Luckily,
good.
you've got the young person to translate for you.
Yes. Fortunately, we have Sam translating. It's like being here at the UN.
Like when we were in Egypt, like we rented the camels from this guy, Captain McCarwee, who lived in Aswan on the other side of the dam, the other side of the river, and he sent two of the young guys there from the Nubians who came with us, and they translated for us in Egypt.
Nubians?
Yeah.
Really?
Abdul Salah.
Your wife is threatened to send me pictures to prove you were in Egypt. Zombie Hunter is sending us a crying, laughing emoji. I'm glad we're entertaining at least.
Well, that's the main goal of the show. All right, yeah. So anyway, I was very happy by the response at the Underground Comic Festival in San Francisco yesterday of Pewfell in Drain of Chaos, in particular because I've had Pewfell in Drain of Chaos done for a while, and I know it's really good, and I've made absolutely zero effort to get my book out. But the thing is, I've done the book only at a small. Well, I've got a large. I'm going to soon redo my Pewfell books at A4 size. So I've just decided that's the size. I found my early ones and they were A4, and the trouble is the expense of them. They're cheaper doing them at that small size, but the bigger size they look so much better. So I'm really conflicted. But I like the Europeans do their albums in sizes of 6. I don't know what's the best thing to do, Dale. I think I should go along to the Silver Sprocket actually and maybe talk to them.
Yes.
But the thing is, the trouble is with that is that you get a whole bunch. You have to pay to get a whole bunch printed up, and then you got boxes and boxes in your basement. Now you absolutely have to start going.
You already have boxes and boxes in your basement.
Yeah, but not so many that I feel like I have to go out and do comic shows all the time to get rid of these boxes. It's just like then you get into this whole world of having to go around and sell the stuff.
Just put on a trench coat and go to schools and give them to children for free.
They get me arrested.
It's just publicity.
Yeah. Wait, okay. Well, all right.
Compared to the last one that you did, which was the Wizards Observatory floating in space, this is another one where you're doing a lot of black.
Well, it's more black than it looks like because there's bleed on the page. So I'm bleeding it on out. And yeah, we're coming in from the black. We've got blackness. We're coming in. Now we're coming into an interior.
All right.
I don't know if I'm going to do this lettering right now, or maybe I'll do that at the end. It says, I don't know. I mean, should I just do it? It's going to take a while. I'll be spending a lot of time on the lettering. I think I'm going to leave
the lettering later.
Yeah, so Planet Earth Entertainment presents another long-lost extract from those perturbingly profound and misplaced manuscript of the worst wizard on Earth, Pewfell Porfingles. Then it says Prolog.
You really should have done all the lettering first.
But remember, I'm going to reverse that lettering out.
You mean it's going to be white on black?
Yes.
You're nuts.
Yeah, but it's the beginning of the story.
Okay, what you should have done is you should have done that lettering digitally in Photoshop, reversed it out, and then print it on your inkjet printer and just paste it into the artwork.
Yeah, okay, well, I could still do it.
I think that would have been the most...
Yeah, so you're saying I should do it in normal and then reverse it out?
You have that enormous damn Cintiq. Just lettering.
That's not as much fun as carving it out of the black laboriously and slowly. I think I'm going to laboriously and slowly carve it out because I'm just doing it this
That's
one at the beginning
ridiculous.
of the story.
That's ridiculous.
Why?
Because you need to crank out pages.
But this is the beginning of the story. You can go a little slower at the beginning.
Okay.
The trouble is the end. Like Jason Shiga's got a good point. He always says he does the bit he wants to draw most at the end of the book, so that he doesn't get bored when he gets to the end. Because I do sort of tend to find, but I like to sort of have a little sort of slow sort of end of things going on. But I'm like, okay, I've done it all now, and I just want to get it done. So I do get a little.
Okay, one of the strengths of digital is you can use it for the lettering, and it can still be hand lettering.
Yeah, Charles Schultz, I believe you've heard of him. He says having someone else do your lettering is like a golfer having someone else play their 9-iron.
Right, and you could, and one of the God, I'm using the word charm in referring to your work. Hand lettering. But you don't want to carve that out. Just think about what they used to do for Mad or the DC and Marvel comics.
But they had no ownership of this. You know, from thousands of years after I'm dead, that lettering is going to survive.
Yes. I'm sure the mutants will be scouring the ruins of San Francisco looking for more of your work.
Maybe the mutants will be the meek.
Yeah. They'll inherit the earth, but they won't be able to afford the property tax. Now you've switched to the number 2 brush.
No, I'm still on the number 3. I keep thinking about switching to the number 2. But okay. I read at one time early on in my formative years that you should always work with the biggest brush that you can handle.
Okay, I will say this. If you are going to carve that lettering out, do it with the Pitt artist pens. And then just use the brush for the large areas.
All right, thank you, Professor Dale.
Blah 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 blah. You're not going to listen. You're not going to listen to me anyway. I
listen. It's very comforting sound. It's like you have one of those ASMR voices or whatever it is.
Yeah. You're not listening to anything I say. You're just listening to the noise of it. Where is Silver Sprocket located anyway? I know it's in.
I think on Valencia. Did they say?
Okay, I know it's in Frisco. I got to make a effort to go up.
You just call it Frisco.
Yeah, I'm a San Jose kid.
Yeah, so you live in San Jose, you're allowed to call it Frisco.
Yeah. You see, I'm old school. I was making fun of San Francisco long before the current round of political rabble-rousers.
Now, okay. Oh, yes, there was the guy Andrew who did that Necrodroid comic. He said he couldn't find. He didn't have much luck finding comic shops to stack his comic in San Jose. One in the mall or something. And I said, I'm sure my friend Dale would be able to help you out there.
That's the problem. In the old days, back in prehistory, the 90s, where we rode dinosaurs everywhere, the place that would normally have stuff like that, independently published things, would be Space Cat Comics on Bascom. Space Cat still exists. It's a smaller store now, and it's on West San Carlos, and I recommend going to Space Cat. Okay. I don't know if that would be the best place for that independently published comic.
And it's still open, is it? Because he said he went to one place and they said, your comic looks fine, but we're closing next week.
What?
I don't know.
Did he say the name of the store?
He probably did, but I forgot.
Great, thanks. You're no help whatsoever.
Well, you can look him up. He's Necrodroid. He's Andrew, and his comic's Necrodroid.
Ooh, we have Idiot Mind Gamer G Stick.
Hey, randos. I'm a rando?
Yes, Dale, you're a rando.
I don't know any of this slang. How you doing, idiot mind
means,
gamer G
It's
stick?
basically just stranger.
What you've turned
Yeah,
into?
don't talk to strangers.
What
Don't
you're
talk to
watching
randos.
is cartoonist Chuck Whalen ink a page of his upcoming Pewfell comic. He did a drawing, an underdrawing on paper, scanned it into Photoshop to do some small tweaks, and then he printed out the underdrawing in red onto Strathmore Bristol. And now he's hand inking it. You can see the underdrawing in light red. He's inking it using a number 3 Winsor Newton Series 7 sable brush with Higgins India ink.
This is the bit where my hand goes to sleep for a bit. Because I haven't been using it for inking.
Yeah, and I'm haranguing.
And now it goes to sleep for a bit, and I have to wake it up again.
My purpose on the show is to keep talking so he stays awake. I'm the equivalent of an artist turning on the TV and just putting on an old episode of Gilligan's Island while he's working.
Yes, we didn't really get Gilligan's Island in England that much. I've sort of learned a bit about it because I've lived in America so long now, but it's not been shown really on TV since I lived here. But I watched an interesting documentary about how Gilligan's Island was actually a communist manifesto.
Yes.
Which I was like, oh.
You could also argue it's the 7 deadly sins.
I mean, they did so many episodes, didn't they? You could probably just about put any analogy onto it you like, couldn't you?
Yeah, Gilligan's Island.
You just got to cut an hour and a half of material for your documentary.
Gilligan's Island is kind of like the Bible. Okay, and I know I'm going to regret asking this. Sam, did you ever watch Gilligan's Island?
No.
No, but he did watch Mighty Boosh,
Right.
which is far more educational program.
I am so old.
Yeah, you haven't watched the Mighty Boosh. I mean, even the Mighty Boosh is old now. They're all getting
Yeah,
old.
the Mighty Boosh, that was before Flight of the Conchords. I think some of the actors were in the Mighty Boosh were in Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, well, they're definitely in the It crowd. I don't remember in the Flight of the Conchords. I haven't seen that again. And, well, he's quite popular now. What's his name? Toast. What's that actor's name?
Chuck Berry.
Matt Berry.
Matt Berry.
Yeah.
Matt Berry.
See, the interesting thing, I'm watching this while you ink, and there's some similarities to Larry Todd's style.
The cartoon universe.
Larry Gonick. Yeah.
The cartoon history of the universe. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
God, I haven't talked to him in a while. Of course, he ought to put out a restraining order against me. He's so good.
Is that how our relationship's going to end?
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised there isn't one now. I show up at your house unannounced.
You do?
Well, you guys are.
You mean unannounced? You mean like there's not some herald there saying Dale Sibley is arriving?
You're usually asleep when I show up. That's why I loved Whiskey. She wouldn't mind when I broke into the house.
Yeah, no, only bad guys. There are no bad guys.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I am down a copy of Zardoz. I actually convinced someone to watch it. So I loaned out a copy.
All right, well done, Dale. That's good. I'm glad that you do actually give them out to people.
Yeah.
And now are you going to be constantly haranguing them to get it back?
No, I haven't. It's just an excuse for me to go out and buy another copy.
Okay, you're not going to turn up at their house unannounced and say.
I'm wondering
DVD back.
if I go to GalaxyCon tomorrow and I try to get John Cleese's autograph, should I give him a copy of Zardoz or
whose autograph?
John Cleese.
Oh, John Cleese.
Yeah, GalaxyCon
He'd
is...
probably be mean about Zardoz. He's quite. I don't know. I find John Cleese quite mean, to be honest.
Well, the reason I'm going is I wanted to ask him what Michael Palin was really like.
Tell him like you really liked it when you went around the world in 80 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved ripping yarns.
Oh, wait. I should have left. All right, time for some White House already. Let's have a speech bubble coming in here. You know, every time I even think about lettering, like Nate Pykos pops up in my head, giving me all sorts of bossy commands.
Now, you're going to the NCS Fest to see the Rubin Awards in San Diego?
What's that?
You're going to the NCS meeting in San Diego, and that's when they'll have the Rubin Awards.
I wish they'd have a Reuben sandwich. I really like Reuben sandwiches. I'm not up for any awards this year, but I might. I've got some of my Goodman Games things. I've got another cover for Goodman Games. They really like my one with the airplane, so I've got another.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice piece.
Yeah, but that's only just being published now, so I'll be able to enter it for next year.
I'm sorry, I missed Tina saying she loves Flight of the Conchords. I never saw it.
You never saw it? How did you know that Mighty Boosh people were in it?
I'm a kid of the 80s. I absorbed TV and movie trivia.
I can't find my whiteout. I could write, and I've got like whiteout pens. Oh, it's in the other room. All right, I'll get it. Did Sam say something about wanting a break at noon?
You said 11.
All right, should we take a quick break? I'll go get my whiteout.
Yeah, it's not like you should. It's not like you had a week to put all your art supplies in the right studio. Even after I reminded you to do it.
Well, I know. I'm going to choose a video from the video storage here.
Just buy 2 sets of art supplies.
Showing me the videos. Wait, is Sam looking at the videos? I'm not seeing any videos.
I'm not seeing any videos.
Video storage. Okay, here we go. Some of these are longer than others. All right, I'm going to put on a Lonely Day in Raintown. We'll be back in
faster to order the whiteout online and have it shipped to you at this point.
Wait, where did it go? Wait. Oh, no, wait, that's not it. Wait. Sorry.
First show.
Okay. What? Okay, we're back here.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find it. There we go. Where's it gone?
Yeah, Zombie, if you're new to the show, Chuck has 2 studios. He has one in the garage where he shoots all this stuff, and then he has one that's a little farther into the house. This is coming out of his house in San Francisco. And he never knows where his art supplies are. The sign of a professional. And now we have just a big black screen with my tiny little head talking. This is the worst show ever. What are you going to do? And still nothing's happening. And we're just looking at the artwork. And there's Chuck.
What? Is he like deleting scenes?
Doing something, or am I doing?
What he's doing?
Okay,
it looks like you've deleted every single scene that we made.
How? I didn't even know. I didn't do that. I didn't know how any of this happened. just trying to put on a video.
It would have been faster for Sam to come down, get the whiteout out of the other studio, and bring it to you.
I keep picking the video. It's since they changed it. I've picked the video and it doesn't play the video.
Let me do it. You just don't know what you're doing. Like, so.
I don't remember. All right. Give me a minute. I'm just gonna get my.
How was I able to do it in one try?
They're just those whiteout pens are cheap. I have a box of those. And now it's fun. And now,
All right, we're back.
okay, while you were gone, we have a viewer from India, Sheikh Amir Ahmed.
Oh, Sheikh Amir. Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Sheikh Amir is a lovely guy who contacted me. Now, he runs, am I right, Sheikh? You run a cartoon museum in India?
Wow. I know nothing about Indian cartoons and comics.
And I think he sort of collects drawings of cartoonists. He saw when I was at the National Cartoonist and we were drawing in a book. Then I heard from Sheikh saying, "Can I have a cartoon?" And he was a very nice man. I was like, "Okay." And so I sent him a picture of Sheikh Ahmed drinking a milkshake in space, because I was doing a lot of Urfspace at the time. And I think I did him a bit like Astro Kitty, because I was just starting on Astro Kitty, and that's the other thing. I finished my Astro Kitty book this week. It's finished. Apart from I'm waiting on Amber, who's coloring some pages.
I haven't talked to Amber, and she's not on this morning. Wonder what's up with Amber.
Well, she's being a mom, and I haven't been very good at tuning into her show. Unfortunately, she has her show on Saturday night, and I used to do something else.
I need to watch that tonight at 6 p.m. Art Glitch, ART@GLYCH. The Philo Show, where people write in suggestions, and Amber and a guest artist do panels for the Philo strip on the fly. And I will, of course, be there suggesting they have a panel with a butt in it.
Sorry.
Yes, I remember your guest stint on the show. We got to see what a Dalek's butt looks like. I'll tell you this: I think Stephen Notley draws better Dalek butts than you do.
Okay, he beat me to it.
Oh yeah, he had Dalek Sec climbing out of his machine and getting into a hot tub.
Actually, can I just say, Stephen Notley, having him on the show and looking at Bob the Angry Fan, having him talk about like comics, he sort of really reminded me like some of the things I really loved about doing Pewfell early on and the black and white and all this sort of stuff. And actually, maybe more than anything, that started really making me think about wanting to do it again.
Stephen Notley's Bob the Angry Flower has been around for, oh God, has it been 20 years?
Oh yeah, I remember my very first time I went to Fort Mason 8 Alternative Press Expo.
Yep.
He was the first person I saw coming in the door with his flower face.
I love that.
Yeah.
He would have a table next to Keith Knight.
And I immediately started to think, oh, I got to get myself a Pewfell hat or something.
You should.
That's the way my mind. But okay, yesterday, like people like the Urfspace, Harry Nordlinger really liked the Urfspace. And then some of them we were looking at, and then there were the women doing the art, the writing experiment, and they had a very beautiful setup. And you, that's very nice. I should get something like this. I said, no, Harry, you need a head on a spike. But I don't know. He didn't think that was that funny. That would attract attention to his table. I mean,
was it just you at the underground?
He's more creepy horror. He's not really.
Was it just you at the underground, or did Tina go? Chuck?
Was that?
Was it just you at the underground convention, or did you?
Well, I wish Tina would come and dress up as Tina the Warrior Princess, but she never wants to do that. So she's like quite happy. She's like, "Oh no, you go have a nice time."
No, I'm sorry, I forgot about it. I would have gone. And also, we were talking about where the artist who has that Necro comic would try to find a place in San Jose to sell it.
Yes, Andrew, I'll look his comic.
I don't think that would be a good match for the Heroes chain, which is down the South Bay. I would probably ask Elusive Comic on Stevens Creek next to the Harbor Freight if they would stock it. They have a table. I was there yesterday, or was it the day before? And they have work by local artists. Definitely ask at Elusive Comics and Games. You could also try Atlantis Fantasy World Comics over in Santa Cruz, because I see from time to time they'll have self-published comics. Frank Scirocco had some stuff there. So definitely Atlantis and Elusive.
Dr. Popular. He's the guy that does the Yo-Yo book. And he's a nice guy. He's a local guy. He came out to I think he randomly came across my show on 29th Street, the Urfspace Art Show last year, and bought something. And he does a Yo-Yo book, but so check that out.
I'm wondering.
It's any bit like Alan Partridge there.
I'm really wondering.
I'm a bit too much like Alan Partridge sometimes. Sorry, folks.
I'm wondering tomorrow who the artists are going to be and at GalaxyCon. Now they have a list of the artists, and Steve La Jolla. God, am I pronouncing his name right? Trina Robbins, the late Trina Robbins' partner.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's supposed to be there. There's some other names that I recognize, but they're all superhero stuff. So I'm wondering, is there going to be a lot of independent artists like you and like Joe Sick, who does When We Were Trekkies?
Yeah, he's there.
He said he was going to be there. He said that when we talked to him in San Francisco at the Cartoon Art Museum. So I'm hoping to see him there. But I got to decide if I'm going to go. I'm not someone who's big into buying autographs.
You're not big into it?
No.
So you're a little bit into it?
I don't mind getting comics and books autographed, but that whole getting the actors to do it. But the problem is, there's actually some actors there I want to get an autograph from. Supposedly William Shatner is going to be there, John Cleese, and interestingly, John Rhys Davies.
Hmm?
John Rhys Davies, he...
I'd say Rhys Davis there. Rhys, Welsh, you know, Rhys.
I've been watching him on PBS.
Boyle. You don't... oh, no, what's actually... I can't hold it very long. It goes very peculiar.
I've been watching him on PBS my whole life. So you probably know him from Indiana Jones. I know him from The Naked Civil Servant.
Oh, now that stars John Hurt, who I love. I've never actually watched The Naked Civil Servant, though. It's on my list. I saw it somewhere the other day. I was like,
God,
yeah.
what? I forget the name of the man that John Hurt plays in The Naked Civil Servant. I forget his name, but he described himself as one of the stately homos of England. But John Hurt played that character twice. There was a quasi sequel of it years later. Quentin Crisp.
Yes.
And I guess when Quentin Crisp went to New York, they decided they made a movie dramatizing that, and John Hurt returned to the role. He was a sci-fi legend. He was in so much. I loved him in Hellboy. Supposedly there's a new Hellboy movie coming out.
Yeah, I love John Hurt and everything. And actually, the one, quite a small one that nobody's seen, I will really recommend.
Wait.
With him and Christian Bale.
Stop. Do you think that I haven't seen it?
Yeah.
All right, tell me what it is.
It's with him and Christian Bale, and it's called All the Little Creatures.
No, I don't know that one.
No, definitely check that one out. It's one of my favorite John Hurt films. Christian Bale's quite young. It's like Christian Bale's like a kid who's sort of being abused at home, and he runs away, and he meets like John Hurt, who's like a man who lives like out in the countryside and sort of rescues badgers that have been run over.
Never heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's an amazing film, and nobody's ever seen it except me. I'm like,
okay, this isn't like that film that you made me watch, A Field in England, that was black and white.
No. I promise you will like all little. Yeah, I won't promise anyone they'll like.
All right, because I don't want to see.
I promise anyone that they'll like All the Little Creatures.
I don't want to see A Field in England again. That's cool.
Says the man who likes Zardos. I'm sorry, there's a direct connection between A Field in England and Zardos. I mean, they're practically the same movie.
No, they're not.
They are. There's so little difference between
okay. Admittedly, no, I can't say it with a straight face.
Come on, Dale. Once you realize, look, you know that the makers of The Field in England love Zardos. Of course they love Zardos. Otherwise they wouldn't make A Field in England. Only somebody who loves Zardos would make A Field in England.
Yeah. No, I remember, I think the first time I ever saw John Hurt was in Alien. And then I recognized him later in I, Claudius, playing Caligula.
Ooh, I've never seen it. I did read the book, though.
You've never seen I, Claudius?
No. I was too young when it was on. But I was interested in it, so I read the book, and I really liked the book a lot. Yeah.
All right, you need to watch the miniseries. I'll have to
but then I'm just going to say it's not as good as the book.
Dude, it's got all the hams in it. John Hurt's in it. Patrick Stewart's in it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Brian Blessed is
Okay,
in it.
I'll look at it. All right. Okay.
Uh,
Who? Yeah.
I
All right.
mean, it's like Space 1999 in togas.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really surprised you've never seen that.
I was just too young when it was originally on, and BBC never repeated anything.
They brought over
I might
here.
have sthink some of it. I think that's probably why I watched it, because I probably saw some of it on PBS here.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, I would like to read it.
Oh, it's huge on PBS here.
Maybe I should be doing this with a smaller.
The funny thing is, decades later, HBO had that show Rome. So I, Claudius is in essence the sequel to Rome.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Rome was really good.
Rome was great.
Oh, what's his name? Who was the guy? Ray Park? Is that his name? He was the Roman. That was what he got famous in. He was already getting on a bit. He died recently.
Yeah, he. I know who you're talking to, but talking about, but I can't remember his name.
I think isn't it Ray Park, or am I mixing that up?
Ray something. Ray Stevenson.
Oh yeah, maybe Ray Stevenson. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ray Park might be Darth Maul.
He just had gotten a role in one of the Star Wars TV series. Then he passed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he played Balin Skull. That was an interesting character.
Oh yeah, on Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, most kids don't realize is that the whole Star Wars franchise is mostly just British actors.
Here's the thing about Star Wars.
It's a sequel to Space 1999.
Original Star Wars definitely left you wanting more. Current Star Wars leaves you wanting less.
Yeah.
Sorry, Disney.
You know why the first Star Wars was so good? Because it had Shane Rimmer in it. Shane Rimmer is the good luck charm of the Bond films.
Why is that? Did you buy his autograph? Is that why?
No, I wish I had gotten his autograph. Sadly, Shane Rimmer has passed. Shane Rimmer is the team manager in Rollerball. He's the guy in Star Wars who asks Luke if he wants a new R2 unit before he takes off to go destroy the Death Star in his X-Wing fighter. He was a Canadian actor who got a lot of roles playing an American on British TV. And he did a lot of voice work for the Gary Anderson shows.
Isn't it Jerry Anderson?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I know he was a guest star in one of the Space 1999 episodes. But
now talking of Space 1999, I was watching Blake 7 the other day.
Where?
On BritBox. I didn't realize they had Blake 7. I was like,
no,
I finally watched
BritBox is Blake 7.
What?
Oh, I'm gonna have to get BritBox.
Oh yeah, I thought you already have it. It's got all the murder shows. I thought you liked
No,
that.
my folks have it.
Okay. Yeah, it's got quite a lot of the sci-fi shows on it.
Oh, I haven't seen Blake 7 in a while.
Yeah, I've never seen it all the way through. So I was like, oh yeah.
That was hot in San Jose.
Oh yeah, and I do love Terry Nation, creator of the Daleks, creator of Blake 7.
What's the name of the spaceship?
The Liberator.
Yep.
One of the great spaceships of all time with computer Zen. And they had another very cool spaceship in the 4th season. The Liberator gets blown up because they thought they weren't going to do it anymore. Yeah. But then, they said, this is the final episode, and the director of the BBC was watching TV, and then everybody in the cast, when it aired on the thing, the director had called up, and there was an announcement. The announcer said, and Blake 7 will be back for another season next year. And they were like, wait, what?
That sounds like that show. Oh God, what's the name of that sci-fi show that's the Star Trek parody?
The Orville.
The Orville. Yeah. They're always wondering if there's going to be another season of that. I've watched a few episodes of it. It's fun. I mean, it really is kind of a tribute to Star Trek: The Next Generation. I think some of the people who worked on Star Trek: The Next Generation work on the Orville. God damn it, Chuck! You're on this morning.
Well, I had to look up some costumes ideas, but these are all authentic wizard costumes.
Oh, there was some announcement that was going around Facebook. I guess I knew that Berkeley Breathed, who draws Bloom County, he had been doing some strips in Photoshop for a while, and I guess there's some announcement that Bloom County is coming back. I don't know if that's old news or if he's doing something new.
Everyone copies my ideas. Resurrecting old comic strips. That was my idea. I only had that idea last week, and already he's doing it.
Well, you're probably watching the show.
I think it's in the air. I've noticed there's lots of things coming back. I don't know if it's just because I'm thinking about doing a comeback. Suddenly everyone seems to be doing comebacks. I don't know where I'm coming back from. I'm not.
Comebacks was
definitely going backwards. You've got to go backwards to go forwards.
Comebacks were a popular subject in underground cartooning.
What was? Sorry?
Comebacks.
Oh, comebacks, yeah. Well, are you going to give us some examples?
No, because they're filthy. Amber would have gotten that joke.
Is this going like are you talking about?
I'm not going to go any further.
Are you talking about Sigmund the Sperm?
Yes, that's the strip you need to work on. You should work it up and show people down at the NCS Fest.
They would probably like that one more.
Now, are you going to?
No, I was very pleased with the response.
Are you going to
NCS Fest? I don't know. Oh, NCS Fest. Well, this isn't NCS Fest. NCS Fest.
I'm sorry, NCS meeting. The NCS.
This is the Reuben Awards weekend.
Yeah, the NCS.
It's not even the weekend because they like everyone. Nobody wanted to go at the weekend.
The fest was a one-time attempt at making NCS meetings into a convention, and I wish it had worked because I had so much fun there. I got to talk to Mort Gerberg, and how often you get to talk to a living legend, and Cal was there, and Kathy, who Gus, I can't pronounce her last name, who drew the strip Kathy. Oh my God, she's such a babe.
Yes. Well, it's very, that's the amazing thing about comics is you can sort of meet these people. I mean, I remember like the first time I went to San Diego and I was sort of taking the bus back to the hotel in the evening. There were only a few other people on the bus, and onto the bus gets Will Eisner and his wife, and they rode the bus back home. I didn't get up and go and talk to them. I was just like, wow, I'm riding on the bus home with Will Eisner. That's just amazing.
No,
you can't be. I mean, because I grew up. Like, my dad got me that book, his book, it's comics and sequential art, and I read that over. I mean, everything that comes from that for me. I mean, I don't know, well, not every, but there's so much of actually the actual art of how to make a comic.
Yeah, the Eisner books. The Eisner books, along with the books by Scott McCloud, those are incredibly valuable.
Yes. I think I really like the Scott McCloud ones too. I felt like a lot of that, I was like, yes, I already know all this, but yeah. At that point. But actually, he puts it out so clearly. And so, so yeah, if you're trying to learn, and then there's another one that's very good that's more recent. It's like a long horizontal one. It's not that recent from
Does it have a blue cover?
It's like this sort of what it's wider than it is tall, and it's
Okay.
quite fat, and it really goes into the art of the sort of storytelling and stuff like that. It was just more recent than the Scott McCloud ones, and
You mean recent, like in the last 20 years?
yes. Yeah, I mean, probably. Well, I mean, I've definitely had it a while. I can't even think. I'd have to go and get to my library, but my library's in the other room.
Oh, Zombie's giving us some dirty jokes. What do you call an ad about making women come? And the punchline is clickbait. Thank you, Zombie.
Zombie sounds like he would definitely like a lot of those
I'm going to
comics.
steal that one for later.
Earlier we were talking about the SF Underground Comics Fest. There was a lot of sorry. All right, yeah. Well,
the thing is, I don't see when I go to a comic shop anymore what I would consider underground comics. I mean, there's reprints, certainly. You can get reprints of Robert Crumb and the Freak Brothers, but the days of having the curtained off section with the imported European adult comics and the reprints of stuff from Hustler and Penthouse, those days are gone. None of the comic shops I go to have a curtained off section anymore.
What a shame.
It is a shame. I liked having parents look at me like I was some sort of perv when I would go behind the beaded curtain. Now, it just...
Wait, well, you can go to that. You've got that naughty room.
Well, there's no more naughty rooms because all the video rental places are gone. See, when you're a kid, you like, what's behind the beaded curtain? What's in the naughty room?
Ooh, Dad, have you seen my beaded curtain behind me?
Yes, I've been to your beaded curtain.
My friend bought this old house and it literally had like some sort of torture piece. There was like this sort of weird like series of brick chambers beneath the house, and one of them had all these sort of hooks on chains.
Yeah, you may want to burn some sage for that.
He's had it all done up.
San Jose was no stranger to that. San Jose had Leather Masters. Sadly, the store is closed, but for all your S&M needs in San Jose, and I guess there was a lot of them, there was a store that catered to it.
What was its name?
Leather Masters.
Okay, that seems like a good thing. I want to think up names.
That place was great.
Chains are us.
The staff had to have... I went in there once or twice just to check out the books, and they would have comics.
You were just reading the articles?
Yes, I was just reading the articles. I was just there for the comics.
The S&M store for the articles.
I was just there for the comics. Because you used to be able to get comics, and a lot of the adult magazines, like Playboy and Penthouse, would have collections of their cartoons, and you could buy them at the adult bookstores. So I would go in there and try not to look at anything and try to just find the comics. The head shops used to carry, at least in the 80s, they used to carry the Fabulous Freak Brothers and Dr. Atomic. But last time I was at Paramount Imports, the premier head shop of San Jose, they didn't have any, I didn't see any comics. It's still black light posters, thank God.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, they would have comics if, yeah, I think, yeah, that's actually quite a good idea to reconnect comics with that. Like, if you go into the pot shop in the neighborhood here, the Green Cross, or one of them,
Yeah,
is the Green Cross. They have Dr. Seuss sculptures up on the wall. Like, I don't know where they acquired those, but they've got and some got Dr. Seuss art.
yeah. Well, I think there was in San Francisco, Fisherman's Wharf, a Dr. Seuss gallery selling licensed reproductions.
Okay, that's probably where they got them then.
Were one of these his fantasy heads like that?
Yeah.
Okay. He had these
got a whole bunch of those there.
Okay. Oh, they probably got from the gallery. There's that's one of the things I miss about Ape was being able to get undergrounds. Of course, there's no lack of smutty comics. It's just, it's all on the internet. And I don't like the internet. The internet's bad.
Yeah, you're literally on the internet right now.
Hence why I think it's bad.
Yeah, it can't be any good because it has you on
it. Chuck, when you're inking this, like you just did the line for that pointed hat.
Yeah.
Are you actually putting, how do you determine what will be thin and what will be thick? Is there a formula to it, or
no? It's a feeling.
It's a feeling. That's what I thought.
I mean, you can do it. There's formulas to it too, but I mean, in the end, I'm very feely. Like, I like to feel my way. Look, there's two ways to do it. And yeah, sure. If you want to make a good living as an artist, learn it like a builder and technical. You can build it up all this way and be a builder.
Okay.
And that's what corporations want.
Well, I just like the organic look of your line. And that's something that I talked to Sergio about. He thought that was distractive for his style of work, which is why he uses the Pelican. But even he goes in sometimes again with that Pelican fountain pen to reinforce that line and make it thicker.
Oh no, and I will. I'll go in with the finer pen and some white out and reinforce things. But the brush is a good way to sort of quickly get some results and some happy accidents. But it's, I mean, I always did it with the brush and the dip pen. I sort of forced myself to with Pewfell, even though those are harder tools to use. But the only way you can learn to use them is by using.
Yeah. No, Larry Gonick. I mean, his cartoon history of the universe, that's all brush. I mean, I'm sure he used a pen for some things, but the line is so alive in that. But I think for his last few books, he jumped over to digital. I don't know if he bought himself an iPad or what. You're doing very well this morning for someone who hasn't warmed up.
Well, I had a really nice time at the Comic-Con yesterday. It was really just sort of swapping comics with everybody. Sometimes someone would buy one, but then I'd go and spend that money on somebody else's comic. So.
Yeah. I probably would have left with a stack.
Yeah, you saw I left with a huge stack.
Yeah.
And they all look like very good stuff. I just thought, that's a really great a great crop of comics this year. Great thing about comics is all you have to do is go out and make them.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Yeah, well, you got to stick with it, even though it's not coming out as good as you really wanted it to. Like in your head, you visualize that you were doing it just a certain way, and then when you do it, it doesn't come quite that. But the more you do it, you're like, oh, that's just sort of how I do it, and then you have to sort of become comfortable with how you do it.
Yeah. I haven't been drawing because I've been depressed, but I've noticed that when I'm part of the drawn chills, if I really don't care what I'm drawing, I draw very well.
You draw what?
I draw very well if I don't care about what I'm drawing.
I thought your drawing based on mine was actually very good. I looked at that, I was like, oh wow. I wish I'd done it like that.
Well, you're a good teacher.
But that's your way of doing it. It's very nice. Yeah, no, it's nice and clean. Yeah.
Well, that's because I'm doing it digitally because I'm a lazy scut, and I like having an undo button. Larry Wells also uses a brush. Well, actually, I think he's gone digital as well. But in terms of line work, his original stuff was brush and ink. I really don't want to have to drive 6 hours to that convention.
Which one?
SAC Anime. It's like 3 hours to get to Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
And then driving back. That's like going to the Schulz Museum in traffic. But I really should go meet Larry Wells.
If I wanted to do a really good comic, I would sort of take this and draw it again, but it's too slow. You just got to do it.
Well,
I mean, I'd take the sketch and maybe I could redo the sketch. I don't know, but then sometimes you lose stuff as well if you try and overdo it.
Well, you'll lose the spontaneity.
Yeah. So and I actually, the more you futz with it, the less good it gets, or it just doesn't really get any better, is what I've learned.
Yeah. Well,
for anything you gain, you lose something else.
When you're looking at stuff like you got the Underground, what was the comic that was the large soft bound that Silver Sprocket printed that we said it was the style that you would normally see for young adults?
Oh, yes, Crime Guys.
It's a great looking book. I love that style of art. It's popular, but it doesn't have the kind of weird line spontaneity that your work has, Sergio Aragones has, Larry Gonick has.
But people it's different. Like what there's different thing between the sort of visceral look of the art, and then when you actually read it with the text, it sort of totally changes the art in a lot of ways. The reading of it.
Well, I think
the art can be quite crude, but once you read the story, is it effectively telling the story of a comic, and in the right way? And sometimes the art doesn't need to be that necessarily technically advanced in order to be very effective.
No, and it's an economic trade-off. By having more simple artwork, you can do a longer piece and tell a longer story. Jason Shiga's graphic novel series, Demon.
Yes.
The artwork is what I would normally describe as something geared to kids, but the story's very adult and it's very good. I mean,
she was always like that though. His art style is very childish, and they're kind of cute little manga with chibis.
Yeah, but man,
then something terribly horrific and
I
tragic.
think he's doing kids' books now.
Yeah, and they're doing quite well, I think. Yeah, I mean,
Good.
I know he had some ups and downs. He did his meanwhile. I'm so annoyed. One time at 8, I got his original meanwhile like in the thing, and I lent it to someone or something, and it disappeared. I never saw
Yeah,
it.
that's where I met him the first time. Was Ape up in San Francisco. Amazing guy. Nice work, Chuck.
Well, thank you, Dale.
I'll do my best to steal it at some point.
Am I going to go to Facebook tomorrow, everyone?
Yeah, I'll do it better and faster. No, actually, the thing that I'm
I
interested
was like,
in.
who did that? I was like, what? Somebody's ripping me off. It's like, oh, it's Dale.
The thing that I'm interested in is Mr. Lobo on Cinema Insomnia read a golden book, one of those little cheap children's books, but it was based on Planet of the Apes. So Golden Books is they're doing their children's books, but they're using pop culture themes that they're licensing. So they'll have Golden Books now with Marvel characters, Star Wars characters. They have a Marvel book on the Bee Gees, Elton John, the Beatles, Bob Ross.
Oh, yeah, well, we just saw that nice Beatles comic that Apple did.
But
Can we look at that again?
we're not showing that again. But
the only time I've got anything like for a copyright, well, I'm a bit annoyed with because it was the Beatles copyright. They tried to say that the Earth's I forgot the name of the song. The Urfspace Express. What is it called? Earth. Hang on, I forgot the name of my own song. Well,
hey, you know it's 11:47.
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna get this. Have my beef with the. All right, Interstellar Earth Drive. Thank you.
Were you sued by the Beatles?
Interstellar Earth Drive by Earth, Wind and Fire, which is one of Planet Earth Entertainment's proprietary bands, and they have a song called Interstellar Earth Drive on the CD.
Yeah,
you can stream it. You don't have to buy the CD, but the CD, if you buy the CD, it's got the lyrics booklet and art, and it's like it's right threefold. It's very beautiful. And I got some ding from a Beatles right organization in Brazil on Google saying, "Oh, this is like too like across the universe." And I said, "Well, I'm going to challenge that." So, "Oh, you sure you want to challenge it because you might lose your YouTube account access?"
Wait, there are Beatle fans in Brazil.
A Beatles rights organization.
Los Belitos?
Something that I don't know, whatever. It's just they were having a go, and if I hadn't challenged it, because then they'd say, "Oh yeah, you can't put that out because it's too close to ours."
Well,
but I did, and they didn't do anything about it. So yeah, of course, because they had no claim.
The Beatles went downhill after they replaced Paul. What are you gonna do for lunch today? It's 11:48. Oh, I was talking about the Golden Books. The reason I was interested in the Golden Books is if you go to a comic shop that stocks them, like Elusive in San Jose, they have a spinner rack with all these little Golden Books. Oh. And some of them will be as old as the 50s, and some are like made this year. And they all have a similar art style. They look like, I'm sure most of them are done digitally now, but they look like gouache, and they don't use outlines. So it's flat areas of color, and then maybe they'll use a colored line within that flat area of color for simple details. It's an interesting style, very dated, but they keep using it. And hey, Amber's here. Amber says, "Ack." I missed most of the show. What?
Amber's literally is a cartoon character. Like she literally says "ack."
Yeah, yeah. Amber is in essence. Amber is in essence Bill the cat in the body of a hot chick. I missed most of the show. I was helping Ian with his classroom. School starts Monday. Yay! Good for Ian. And Amber's saying, you guys never pay attention to comments, which is why I'm reading them now, Amber.
We never pay. What do you mean? Like she just turns up.
God, she's casting us as the bad guy. And remind everyone, Amber Greenlee.
We read our comments. Amber reads all her comments in a very offhanded way.
Yeah. Oh God, I forget the name of. I'm going to get my ass kicked. I forget the name of the other host on Philo. Robin
Fisher. Oh,
Robin Fisher. Yes.
I don't know which is my favorite out of Amber and Robin. It's very hard to decide.
Amber's giving me hell. She just posted 4 exclamation points. Amber and Robin have a show called Philo on Twitch. It is at 6 p.m. Pacific USA time tonight. Go onto Twitch and search for Art Glitch, ART @GLYCH. And look for the show Philo, PHILO, where Robin doesn't draw, but she helps with suggestions. Amber and usually a guest artist will do panels for the long-running comic strip Philo. And hopefully I will not be suggesting draw more butts.
And if you're watching this show on Twitch, I don't know if you can do this, but if you go look at the shows that I follow on Twitch, there's only like 2 of them. It's like Amber's show and Goodman Games. So you can find it that way.
Oh, you said that you got another cover job from Goodman Games because of that airplane cover?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know too much more about it. It's going to be another X-Crawl cover.
Is it going to be the same thing, pen and ink, and then watercolor? I assume.
Yeah, I'm going to do it in a similar technique.
Okay, so you're not going to bang it out on the computer.
Goodman Games, everything's more hand-drawn.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing it.
All right, now I'm going to do the lettering for that. Then there's just sort of like little detailing stuff I'll have to do everywhere. I'm going to let it dry a second. Otherwise, I'll smudge that.
Did you get yourself a hairdryer to dry it?
No, I've only got
like
that.
I suggested last week.
Yeah, last week I used my heat gun and it all curled up.
Yeah, you're not supposed to use a heat gun on Bristol board.
Can I do it this way?
Oh, God.
Is that how the pros?
All right. I'm gonna have to come up there and take you shopping. You need art supply.
It's very important.
Oh,
I don't want to look ridiculous at the clown convention.
Did you find the whiteout pen? I don't know what brand whiteout pen you're using. Show me the brand.
Oh, the whiteout pen that I use?
Yeah, bring it up to the camera so I can see it.
Right, I'll show you that.
Oh, Amber's letting us know tonight's artist is Kay Kirsch. Wasn't she on last week? Or am I thinking of somebody else? And Amber is referring to... Amber says you should just use your hand as a fan to dry the ink. Amber's wrong. Buy a hairdryer. No, you had a different whiteout pen. It was that big fat one.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Show it.
You know, that's like a Tipex pen.
Yeah, show me the brand.
I've lost.
Let me guess. It's in the other room.
No. Wait, it was right here. It's gone. It's gone walkabout.
No, Amber.
But I also recommend this one. This is very good. This is the Pilot Signo. Uniball Signo.
It's a Uniball gel pen.
Yeah, that's a very good whiteout.
Yeah, that's not what I'm asking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking in my bag here and it's gone. Oh,
Yeah, of
the
course it
Malteser
is.
one. I don't recommend this, but actually, it was better than I first thought.
No, Amber's correcting me, saying she meant a small battery-operated motorized hand fan, and she's wrong. It should be a hairdryer, a pistol type.
I don't really hold with all these things. I think comics should be made. They should be made with like mud smeared onto a rock,
Okay.
and like if you can find a way to make it more permanent, that's good.
Okay.
So like
You
paper.
know, you would have made a great caveman.
I think I shouldn't have come out of the water.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. I could definitely see you in a fish tank swimming around in water that's 50% your own pee. Amber is arguing with me. She says a hairdryer curls the paper. Hand fan is cool air. Yes, but there are, and Amber says she will dur on this hill.
Amber, comics is not just all about being cool.
No, I'm sorry, Amber. I'm sticking with dur. Amber's gonna dur on this hill. She misspelled die. No, Amber, there are pistol hair dryers that have a cool setting where it doesn't engage the heat element. All of us airbrush kids used to have those because if you had heat, it would wrinkle the frisket material. So I'm right in this case. I will die in this hill as well. So we got to get you, Chuck, a hair dryer that has a cool setting. A pistol hair dryer.
Yeah. Well, I always like to use the cool setting.
You need as much cool as you can get, Chuck. We're at 11:57.
Well, very good.
And this is another one where it's a lot of black. Are you going to do this on every one of your...
This is more about the prologue. It's going to go very white in the next scenes because then it's going to be about the origin of Tina the Warrior Princess.
Amber is imagining us fighting on a hill together.
Who fighting on a hill? Dale and me.
Me and Amber. We're fighting over the hair dryer versus hand fan. The problem is, Amber would win. She's a mommy. She doesn't fight fair. Gotta hate you, Chuck.
Why?
Oh, you make it seem so effortless. Amber says she's small but feisty, and I bite, which is pretty much.
I had a dream once when I was
pretty much why Ian married her.
I could effortlessly draw it, and I always try to maintain that feeling in my head, even though I can't. In my dream, it came out much better.
That's one of the siren songs working digitally. There is some effortlessness in it due to the undo button and such clean erasing. Also, you have to reach about a foot away to dip that pen in ink. My digital pens and brushes never run out of ink. I wonder how much I'm going to have to pay if I get a picture of William Shatner autographed. I may have to get out a lot of money today.
You want to get a picture of his autograph?
A friend of mine got an autograph photo of William Shatner. This is years ago. I think it's Silicon.
Okay, so now you've got to get one too.
Well, Sabrina.
Devalue your friend's one.
No, Sabrina's reminding me that not all of these actors and artists that I know are going to be around forever. So she's
Well, no, you're thinking about time wrong. All of us is here permanently. You know, if you go 100 light years out into space and look back at Earth, there's everybody.
yes, I
years
know,
ago
I
still doing
know.
everything.
Yeah, but if I
All
go
right, lads. Well,
Lads.
it's about that time.
Oh, shut up, Mom.
what do you got for lunch, Sam?
Just 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
We're going to a friend's house for lunch.
We is in you and your
We're
dad.
actually going
and
somewhere to
Mom?
have a proper lunch.
Me and parents.
Oh, that sucks.
We're going to hang out by the pool.
See if you can ditch him.
No,
And
I'm going to
Amber,
my friend.
I made Amber sad. She says, "Yet, I still miss Robin Williams. You're not the only one."
All right, well, I have to go get ready.
All right, well, can you put the theme tune on then?
Oh, okay, sure.
Good show. Good show.
Good
All right, well
show,
done. Well, here's
totally
the
good
final
show.
art. All right, yeah, so, okay. Planet Earth Entertainment presents another long-lost extract from those perturbingly profound and misplaced manuscripts of the worst wizard on Earth, Pewfell Porfingal's Prolog. Ew, gross! Whose turn is it to sponge him? Gods, when did I get so old?
Oh my God, is this comic gonna be a flashback?
Well, I did it in the beginning. He was like old with his nieces. Now even his
Oh my
nieces are
God.
old.
Okay, any closing statements before we end the show?
Thanks for tuning
Praise
in, everybody.
Zardoz. Wait,
Cheers for your
wait.
comments. Love you all. We will not be here next week because I'm at the National Cartoonists Convention.
Oh, thanks for telling me now.
But we will be back again the following week with more of the same. Drawing and comics.
Watch Zardoz. Praise Zardoz.
All right.
Zardoz, Urfspace.com.
And Jamie
Urfspace
House says
like and follow, or at Urfspace on YouTube. If you like and follow us, I think that's good.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Sam. Bye, Chucks.
Song for Chuck Whelan Showy. He asked me to write one, but I stole from David Bowie. Here's a theme song. Chuck Whelan is the best. We have lots of hosts, but we're running out of gas. Will you be our guest on? Will you be our guest on? Beyond the Chuck Whelan Show. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's not working.
If you're gonna have a show, you gotta have more guests, sweetie.